So today's video, we're going to talk about piping on a flower now, okay? We're going to talk to you all about this to create sort of bigger cakes where you can pipe flowers. We're going to show you how you do that to then add to the cake, but also how you can add some flowers to the cake directly. So here's kind of what we've
just
prepared
started,
so far.
haven't we?
Yeah.
So we've just sort of started, so you can just have a little look to see what we're talking about.
So
it's absolutely beautiful. And the great thing with these flower nails is if you are piping on a cupcake as well, and maybe you're doing 3 roses, you could actually, rather than trying to work your way around, you can use the flower nail as well and do your 3 roses and then put them on afterwards. So I really like using the flower nail. I think it's great.
Yeah, so we're going to show you how to do that. So to get to this point, you obviously need to make your cake first, make your sponge cakes, do whatever filling you want, layer them up however you want them. Obviously, we've done a 2 layer here. You can do smaller but taller. I quite often do the 6-inch smaller size and do 3 layers of those. So you'll have that all prepared. I would definitely recommend making your sponges in advance and freezing them.
Yeah.
When you come to assemble them to get to this point, it's much easier to be working with frozen sponges, because obviously they're much easier to handle. They're not soft, they're not going to break. So you can assemble them straight out of the freezer while they're frozen. Add your middle, add your next layer, however many layers you want to do. I really like these sort of naked cakes as well. Then you don't need to be trying to get the buttercream all around them. So once you've got to the point where you've got your sponge assembled, you can also, what I would suggest you do is make sure you make all the flowers as I'm going to show you now. And then I'll tell you what to do with those as well, so that when you come to do the top bit, everything is ready to go.
Yes.
Okay, you've got to work quickly with this.
You do have to work quite quickly, especially when you put your flowers in the freezer and you get them out.
Yeah.
Don't leave them there for half an hour because you won't be able to pick them up afterwards. So you do need to work quite quick once you've got them out of the freezer. So we've left ours in there so we can show you.
We've got some extra ones to put on here, so we're going to show you how we do that. But first of all, you'll have got your sponges made, they'll be in the freezer. Then you need to pipe all of the elements that you're going to want to assemble onto your cake separately. So we just use any kind of greaseproof paper. You want to just cut a little square off. And then you're going to, I'm just going to pipe a little rose on here just to show you the process more than, looking at piping individual things. So I've got a bag prepared here.
And they do look so pretty once you put them all together. And this one's done in sort of light pinks and whites. But there's some beautiful ones, isn't there? Really bright, vibrant colours as well. They look really pretty.
You can pretty much use this process to pipe anything you want, not just roses, or even if you were doing daisies or sunflowers, same kind of method. You would use a piece of greaseproof paper, and all you want to do first is taking your flower now. And these come in all different sizes. This is quite a good size to use, but even smaller ones, if you're doing smaller things, are useful. Then you don't make them too big. Because sometimes, if I use these larger sizes,
you tend to go to the outside bit.
Yeah, and then you make them too big. Yeah. So you just want to put a blob of icing in the centre of that, and then stick your greaseproof paper to the flower now. I'll put a decent amount on because I've also had them slip off of you.
Yeah. Especially when you've done the perfect one as well, and it just falls.
Very annoying. You then can pipe whatever you want to pipe onto your flower now. These are really easy to use. You just sort of hold them between your thumb and finger. And the idea with these really is that you use the rotation to make it a little bit easier to pipe. So you can see I'm just moving the flower now as I'm piping my strokes here. Got to be careful not to drop it.
It makes it so much easier as well, doesn't it? Because it's like having the cupcake, but actually you can turn this really easily. So you can just think about your piping on a cupcake, but it just makes it so much easier with the nail, doesn't it?
It really does. And also it's a good way to practice things like roses, just to get that kind of feeling that you're moving your hand around.
And you're not forever baking then, you can just practice on your flower nail.
There we go. So that's just a little quick demo to show you how to use the flower now. What would happen then is if I was going to want to put this onto a cake, I normally have like a baking tray ready or something that I'm going to pop straight into the freezer, and this will just be slid off of the flour now. Pop that onto the baking tray and then put the whole baking tray, because you might want to do, like, as you can see, we've got quite a lot of pre-piped flours here, so you probably would fill a small tray. And we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
There's
6,
quite
7,
a few
8,
there,
9, 10, 11, 12,
yeah.
about 14, 15, plus the ones we're going to show you. So you might have, like, depends on the size of the cake, but you might have sort of 20 different elements that you'll pre-pipe. That will go in your freezer. They don't take long to freeze, actually. I do prefer to do them perhaps like the day before, so I know they're proper solid. But if you're doing it and you want to put it all together in one morning, say, then I would give it half an hour or something like that in the freezer.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you then, we're going to show you, pick them up to assemble them, you want to make sure they are frozen solid, then you don't damage any of the petals.
It's much easier as well to place on the cakes when they're completely solid.
Yeah.
So you won't feel that you have to be so delicate with them, just in case they start defrosting.
So that's that bit done. Michelle's now going to show
I'll go
you
and get
what
those out of the
happens
freezer.
once you get them out of the freezer. So these are ones that she has piped earlier, and this is where you need to move quickly. So make sure you've got everything sort of ready. So I think you've got some green ready that you're going to use to, or whatever colour you're going to use to almost create your little mounds to stick them on. Have that all ready to go.
And then we're going to do some tulips as well. So we're just going to leave a few gaps, and then I'm just going to hand pipe some tulips and some leaves on it as well. So I'm just going to do a little white mound here and there, and then I'll put that rose in the middle there. So these are lovely and solid. They've been in for a while now. So really easy to handle.
Peel off, don't they?
Yeah, just peel off, and then you can just place them where you want them on the cake.
And the good thing is you can angle them a little bit. So if you wanted them to sit more upright, you will obviously just pipe a little bit more buttercream to sort of have it so that it's got something to rest against.
And then I'm going to pop that rose in the middle there, because I am going to fill this up with some blossom and some tulips, and then I'm going to fill it all in, and then you won't be able to see any of it. So that's just going to show you where we're up to now. You can see that.
You can also, the mounds that you are piping to stick your flowers onto, you can put them in green if you want, and then if you're going to add a lot of leaves around, it kind of disguises that a little bit. But it really depends how full you're going to be. I think you're going to be filling this, aren't you? So there's not going to be not too many gaps.
No, and plus at the back where I've sort of it's a bit messy, I'm just going to add some blossom over this white bit at the back as well. So I'm just going to prepare my bag now, because I'm just going to do a few tulips. So I'm lining the bag with the same colour pink, and I'll show you.
It's a really nice pink actually. What do you know what colour? Can you remember what colour you used for that one?
Yeah, I used a very small amount of raspberry. Then I put white in it.
Yeah, just to
soften the colour.
Yeah, it's a nice shade though.
It really is pretty, isn't it? It looks lovely with the white. So I've just lined my bag, as you can see, and then I'll just get a spoon for my white. And then I'm going to fill the bag with some white, and I am just going to add.
It's a good idea, I actually find as well, is when you're doing these cakes, have a design before you go for it,
so you know
so
what you're doing.
Roughly what you need. Get your nozzles all ready, and then you're working off a plan, because if you're doing these quite regularly, you then know how many of each you need to pipe, don't you?
So I've got my bag ready. I've lined it with pink. I've put my white inside. I've just squirted out the end so it's come out with the white, so you can see that, so you know it's
ready to go.
And I'm just going to be adding a few tulips.
This is where you end up going crazy sometimes. I do. My bottom sections end up getting bigger and bigger. I quite like doing this.
Yeah, I like doing all these last bits.
So you can think about flowers that are easy to pipe without needing that kind of rotation. So ones like particularly like tulips, or even little hydrangea balls. I think you're going to put some blossom on there again, which are easy to pipe directly onto the cake, so you don't need to be, you wouldn't need to pipe the tulips onto greaseproof paper and a flour now and freeze them, because they can be added directly.
So now I'm just going to get my green. I'm going to change my leaf nozzle to a round nozzle. Bear with me while I just grab that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some blobs. Just add some nice bit of blossom everywhere.
Good gap fillers, aren't they?
And then obviously I'm going to check this over afterwards just to make sure I've got everything where I want it to be. And I've got a star nozzle here, so I'm just going to fill the bag up with some white. The nice thing about this blossom is I like to leave a bit of green showing. Do you, Karen?
Yeah, definitely. What's nice as well is these cakes are brilliant if you've got someone that does want a main cake but cupcakes to match, so you can then replicate all the flowers that you put on your cupcakes, so that they all tie in and they look good. They're actually quite simple to put together, but you know, give it a go really, and just do a bit of experimentation.
I'll check this cake over afterwards, but this is just to show you.
This is the speedy version, believe it or not. Looks lovely.
And I'm going to do the back afterwards once we've finished showing you.
You're just going to add a few leaves.
I'm just going to show you how I add some
tuck them
leaves. Yeah. These are great, these couplers. I don't know if you've seen these. These are brilliant. So I've just taken that off, added the leaf nozzle now, but I've still got the same bag of green. I do love using them, do you?
Yeah, I'll put them in everything now.
Me too.
Just in case. These are good. These turntable things as well, aren't they? When you're doing these, make it easier just to like manoeuvre the cake around, because you do have to kind of get your hand in some awkward positions just to get the leaves going the right way that you want them.
So I'll just add a few just to show you.
Do you ever like knock into them with your arm as well? I'm like, whoops.
The joys of not being too careful, isn't it? Just knocking them out.
Mind you, at least the cake's on the turntable. Like when you put the bags down, I sometimes knock into my cupcakes.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, you don't have that issue. But again, it's quite good to work quite quickly with this while the flowers are still relatively frozen. You're less likely to damage the petals, aren't you, when you're sort of tucking your nozzle in to put the leaves in. I'll jog you now.
Don't jog me.
Oh, it's so satisfying to watch, actually. It's really good. Brilliant.
So I will finish this off later, but we just wanted to show you. Actually, I'll just do a little more because I've just seen a little gap that I want to.
Yeah. So think about the back as well as the front, and then you're pretty much ready to box this one up.
I've just got to put some blossom around the back because the back's a little bit messy. Just where I've been, I'll put some buttercream on just to hold that rose to stick up and these two frilly flowers. So I'll just add some blossom around the back there, and then that will just neaten all of that up as well. But that's, let me show you.
Don't drop it.
I'm not dropping it. No. There we go.
Lovely. So yeah, give it a go. Try using your flower nails. They're easy to get hold of. And tune in next week. We're going to be showing you a behind the scenes video of one of our online 5-week courses.
Yeah, that's really
exciting. What we get up to, how we set up, what kind of things we do, and
what
how you can get involved. Yeah,
really exciting. So we'll see you then. So we really hope you enjoyed watching that YouTube video. So we have got some exciting news. We are actually going to teach you how to make this gorgeous cake.
Yeah, we've come up with this new autumnal design. We're going to be teaching it on our live online classes. It's going to be a 3-week session. We're going to tell you exactly how to make these sponges, how to pipe all of these beautiful flowers, how to assemble this dome, and basically you're going to end up with this beautiful cake. So if you'd like to join us, we're starting very soon and the link is below.